Good afternoon, church. It's me, Ben Lash, your AV coordinator here at Wesley, and today I wanted to talk to you about a podcast, our podcast actually, that's part of Surge here at Wesley. To those of you who don't know, Surge is our youth group here at Wesley, and Surge is fantastic. It's made up of kids from 6th to 12th grade. It meets every Sunday evening. It has Bible study on Wednesday evenings. It takes part in choir tours. It does mission work around town and in towns around the country. I could talk forever about Surge, but the podcast that we've made together, which we've creatively labeled SURGECast, is an opportunity for Surge youth, staff members, members of the Wesley congregation, and even people outside of Wesley to have a conversation on topics that might seem more difficult or complicated than what is talked about in your average worship service. Surge itself has become such an awesome place for youth to discuss subjects that are very important to them, and it's even more awesome that they're willing to try and extend that conversation to the rest of the church and beyond. So I'm going to be sharing a clip from our most recent episode which focuses on the question of why do bad things happen to good people. I'll have a link to the full episode if you're interested in listening to the full episode, and I encourage you to ask any difficult theological questions that may be weighing on your mind, either in the comments below, or if you'd rather be more anonymous, in an email to me or Kelsey Ross, the Director of Youth Ministries. So now, please enjoy this clip from our SURGEcast.
Yeah, and I think there's truth to the fact that we're talking a lot about like natural disasters, but what we do know, because science is real, is that we haven't taken care of our Earth well enough for there not to be natural disasters. And some of those things, I don't know, I'm not a meteorologist, I don't have a degree in this, but I mean, I'm sure that some of those things are inevitably going to happen because that's just kind of how the world functions, like as a planet. But the uptake that we see in all these natural disasters, like we can say, we do know that because we have not done proper creation care and taken care of the world, like those things are going to happen. And that is sin. Like that goes back to sin, right? We're not doing what we're called to do, and because of that, this awful thing is happening.
Okay, then do you think that bad things come from God? And if not, where from?
I think it was it Sarah that said it earlier, that sometimes things can seem bad in the moment, but later it turns out that they're actually good, and you do see improvement or you benefit from what happened.
And like I said before, I don't think, and we've talked about this to an extent before too, even on the podcast, is like, I don't personally believe, I don't want to speak for the whole group, but I don't personally believe that God has a timeline of the greatest tragedies of your life before they happen. Like I said, I think God is intimately involved in that stuff a lot. And he's with you in those moments. He's not forsaken you in those moments, but he's not queuing them up for you. He's not keeping track of the butterfly effect that's leading that car to hit someone in your family or something like that.
Yeah, and I also agree what you said earlier about how sometimes God doesn't plan for things to happen, but he plans for like helping you once they happen, like after they happen.
Yeah, like I think some things do like come from sin, and I don't think God is like necessarily, I don't want to say like associated, but like not a part of our sin, like in the way that things happen because of it. I don't think that like God planned for that, but I think, like Ben said, like he will be with you when those things do happen, because you're never truly alone. So when those bad things do happen, then it's like, I don't believe in a God who is like angry and does bad things to us. I believe in a God who loves us and will continue to be that support that we need through those bad things that come from sin and come from like the world that we live in.